I do, but it's not very clear. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. I hope you can hear me. Hope you can hear me. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right. I'm gonna assume that we're on. All right, look, y'all. I'm gonna share with you. I've been watching the left and watching Benny Johnson, one of the funniest men that God ever allowed to take birth on this earth. He's a man in his element. The Hodgkin twins are beautiful. Just humorous individuals that get to do what they love to do, and I'm doing the best I can to get close to it, but in my own realm. Because we are moving into a golden age. The Trump era is the golden era, but the golden age is going to last a lot longer. It's going to be centuries long if the right, the rational, religious right, moves forward with awareness. This video is a cautionary tale of how the left imploded, killed itself, destroyed itself. I'm going to give you guys 5 events that killed the left and gave birth to the most powerful red wave we have seen up to this point since probably the 1940s or 30s. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Posting this video later, so yeah, I mean, there's no one here now, so, but eventually people will show up. So yeah, if you watch this later, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. So the progressive left was gaining an exceptional level of social power and influence starting probably about the mid 90s. It was a process of slowly, because we had a miniature golden era like in the Reagan years, kind of the like perhaps the late we'll say the 80s was like kind of the end of a golden era. We had a short little stint of it in the mid 90s, admittedly enough, with the Clinton administration, because it was very moderate compared to what we saw in the last Obama and Biden stuff. But there was these little sparks of hope and light. But after the Bush years, we kind of spiraled down. The Obama years led to a progressive woke left social insanity that nearly wiped all of humanity off the face of the earth. We actually got to a point when during the Kamala period, where they were trying to get her to be president, we actually, I think as humans, thought that rational, harmonious, liberated, and lawful society was over. We actually thought that it was over. The woke left had gotten so powerful and so influential and so noisy that it nearly ended humanity as we know it. And I really mean that. The woke left nearly wiped the species off the planet. All right. Max Jazinski. Hello. Welcome. Yazinski. Welcome, Max Yazinski. Chance Lewis. Hello. I think I remember you. Max Yazinski said, I like, thank you. Manuel Alvarenga. Welcome and hello, Manuel. And then Starmlex, with it looks like kanji. I think that's Japanese in there. Anyway, Goa, welcome. Max, I'm so lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. Break that spell. One of my mom used to tell me if I was lonely and bored, it was because I was boring, and so find a way to be excited about being alone. If you're a dude, get very good at solitude, because solitude will save your life, Mr. Max. Get good at it. Solitude is where God speaks to you. Okay, Starmlex says, damn. Ethan says, hi. Max Yozinski says, all guys like him. Thank you, Max Yozinski. Ethan says, what are we doing? We're talking about the 5 events that ended the left, that caused the woke left to implode upon itself. This is a cautionary tale for those of us who are more right-leaning, more rational, more logical, to avoid the same mistake. Because the left went insane, like just psychotic. And a lot of people bought into it, but America woke up. We've got to thank the left for being so insane, so psychotic, so demonic. We have to thank them for that. Because if they hadn't been who they really are, I think we wouldn't have Donald Trump as president. So, Yeah, we got the left to thank for destroying themselves, and they're dead, they're imploded, and they just keep losing, they keep failing, like monumental, cosmic, earth-shattering fails on the left. All the planes falling out of the sky because of DEI hires. It's insane. It's insane. So thanks, Max. Yeah, Max Yasinski. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pin your comment, bro, because I would love for everybody to like this. All right. All right, and then Stamlick says, "Sorry, that's my favorite name. Oh, that's my Fortnite name. Okay, okay, that's all good." Max, thanks again, Max. Stamlick says, "LOL." Omran Al Mutlaq. I like that name. That's interesting. Omran Al Mutlaq. Yo, welcome. TTV CLIXYY. Yo, what's going on? Ethan says, "Oh, okay," and then Ethan says, "True." Omran Almul Almutlaq Almutlaq Omran Almutlaq. I'll donate 100 pounds for a shout out, please. Am new, please. Shout out to Omran Almutlaq. You like King Von? Thanks. Omran, thank you. And yeah, so let's jump right into it. So these are the 5 things. So if you're on the right, be very cautious because we have the potential to do this. Now, we're not going to do it as bad as the left, just like they went psychotic. They were after children. It was insane. So anyway, there were 5 events that spelled the death of the woke left. They killed themselves, destroyed themselves, and we can thank them for destroying themselves. We also thank God. All right, so long before anyone knew it, though, the signs started to show themselves. Actually, the signs began in 2016 and 17. It was all the way back in the 1960s that this process began, but it started to pop off in 2016, where I saw something in 2017. I was like, okay, the left is gone. They're dead. There's no more future. I didn't really grasp it until I became very much embedded in the left, part of the sex positive community, all this stuff. And it became very clear to me there's no future for this mindset or this ideology. All right. So, yes, Starmlex says, everything you say is so interesting. Really, I would love to know more. I'm glad. I'm glad. Amran said, it's like, no, 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 no. Do you like King Von? Answer me. I don't know if I like King Von. I think I've seen King Von, but I have to do more research. So these are the 5 events. And look, hopefully, hopefully the rational right, the rational religious right can avoid the mistakes of the ludicrous woke left. The ludicrous left, I mean, they just went insane. But there are things that the right, look, the right's never going to put tranny cross dressers in front of little children. The right's never going to be that stupid. The right is never going to, tell us that women are absolutely perfect creatures that have absolutely no sin and no guile. And they're not going to do anything that stupid. But there were some key moments in the death of the woke left that was self-inflicted that the right needs to be aware of. So the rational religious right will ultimately implode. However, it won't be like the left. The left is just there's no hope for the people on that side. If you're still on the left, you're still woke, you've got brain damage. I mean, I have friends that used to be woke, and they know me. They know I love Donald Trump. I've loved him since forever, and he's an exceptional, amazing man. And they finally come around, and they used to hate him. Like they hated him. They're like, well, maybe you got a point. And it was people on the woke left that drove them over the edge. Okay, so Lil Durk is good too. Thank you. So Max Jazinski, send some hearts. Thank you. And Starmlick says, oh, okay, I love King Von. All right, I'm going to check out King Von. I'm going to check him out. So, yeah, the woke left progressive is just where it's at. So here are the 5 events that killed the woke left. This was all self-inflicted. They did it to themselves. Guys, if you're on the right, don't practice this. If you see the right practicing it, point it out so that we can clean it up and so we don't see the future of the left waking up and standing up, because they're already like on the ground dead, and we don't need to kick a dead horse, but they could revive. And so let's be sure that we knock these things out before we allow them to take power again. Okay, I have my own YouTube channel. Let's shout out Max Yazinski. Yeah, I mean, look, Omran, if you're into this content, look at my content, check out my shorts and see if it's for you. This is Geopolitical Christianity, Apex Human Awakening. This is all about moving forward as a species in a holistic way. This is a Christian movement that aims to be global, universal. but not to eradicate other religions, but to incorporate them in the fold of Christianity, with Christianity as the dominant religion. All right. So if you're into that, check it out. If not, it's okay. It's totally fine. Max Jasinski, shout out your YouTube below, and or drop a link or something, and I'll shout you out. All right. I really hate Donald Trump because my family is Mexican and Christian. You should probably, if your family is Mexican American and they are here contributing to the American dream, you guys are American. I tell everybody, look, if you're here contributing to the American dream, like Donald Trump is, by the way, Donald Trump is probably the last liberal president we'll ever have. And if you think he's whatever, he's a true libertarian, true liberty lover. If you're afraid of Donald Trump, get ready for who's coming next. Because I'm telling you, he is the most liberal president we're going to have for probably 100 years. So love him, appreciate him, see the good of him, because Donald Trump is the best thing to happen for Mexican Americans, any type of Asian American, any group of people that considers themselves a hyphenated American. Donald Trump's the best thing since sliced bread. Because think about it this way: do you want this country? If your people are from Mexico, I love Mexico, but I went to the richer parts of Mexico, the nicer parts that didn't have a lot of the cartel work and all the insanity. But if your people are here in the United States, there's a reason that they're here from Mexico. Do you guys want this country to look like Mexico? I always ask people, people are like, and the blacks and the African Americans, I don't really engage with them in these conversations because there's so much mental insanity in that community. But, I used to know a lot of Afrocentrists who were like, Africa, Mother Africa, black man was the king. It's like, well, okay, we'll go back to fucking Africa. If Africa's so great, go back over there. No, people are in the United States because the United States is the United States. And if you have a problem with the United States and you're from another country, go back home. That's simple. So I love Mexico. I love the Mexican people, obviously, right? They have people in my family that are Mexican. But this is the thing. People are in the United States because the United States is the United States. People leave places like Iraq, Iran, even Europe. As great as Europe is, Asian countries, India, China, Japan, all these countries, they leave those countries to come here because there's something that they love about this country that they didn't love about their home country. Do you know how hard? Sounds like you're American. You say you're Mexican, Starmlex, but I think you're American. Like, you know how hard it is to immigrate to the United States? It's fucking hard. Like, to leave everything you know and get up and go somewhere else, that is hard. That is very difficult. So people that do that, I applaud real Mexican Americans, like from Mexico, that came here, like legally, obviously, right? Even if they came illegally, if they figured it out and they got it legal, because a lot of people come here legal and they fix the papers and they get it figured out. It's not easy, but people do it. And look, sometimes people come over the border, but they care. Look, I know people who came here personally, who came here illegally, worked and found a way to make their stuff legal and paid back their debt to the United States. Say, I love this country. I want to keep this country great. And they love Donald Trump. So it's not about like, oh, I'm Mexican and so Donald Trump is bad. No, if you think like that, you got to grow up. You can't keep that kind of mind. Hey, Toodles is back. Welcome. And then Ohio, Sigma Boy. I just like to sub. No, Ohio, Sigma Boy. Oh, watch his live. Thank you. Stormlexia, MK. Okay. And Ohio, Sigma Boy said, no one leave the live. Oh, and then Tudil says, Ohio, please just be quiet. So, yeah, we gotta love this country, man. And Donald Trump loves this country. He loves Americans. He loves Mexican Americans. He loves, Marian Americans who think they're black and African American. He loves white Americans. He loves Asian Americans. He loves Americans. Let's get rid of all these hyphenations, y'all. He loves Americans, and that's why I love Donald Trump. So here are 5 things the left did to destroy themselves. And we're going to start back in 2017 with the #1 most destructive thing the left did. It spelled the death of the left. The death of the woke left was the Me Too, Believe All Women movement. That was destructive. I got into that. I bought into that. I joined in on the bandwagon because I was a little bit soft-brained at that time. It's okay. I went through it. I bought into the bullshit. Still love Donald Trump, but I bought into the bullshit. And when they said he was saying he was grabbing pussies, I was like, I know a lot of women that like that. Why the fuck is that a problem? Anyway, so the Me Too movement was the first straw that destroyed the left. It was the death nail. It was the beginning of the death of the left. The Me Too Believe All Women movement that started to overlap boundaries of intelligence. Because anybody who's ever known a female anytime ever in their life understands that women are just as smart as men in when it comes to being a human. Women know how to lie. And if you give a woman, a man, a child, anybody an out through a lie, they will use the lie to make themselves either a step ahead, get position, get money, be able to not be accountable for their bullshit, which women are typically way less accountable than men. Sorry, women, if you get offended by that, but it's the fucking truth. Like, and that's not your fault, women. That's society that did that. When you were little kids, if you hit a boy as a little girl, society was like, okay, Jenny, don't do that. But if a boy hits you, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Even if you hit him first. And what they taught you as a girl is that you don't have to be accountable for the negative things you do in the world. And so a lot of females remain unaccountable throughout their entire life. They get to 50 years old and they still act like little girls, unaccountable. And so men have to be accountable. You cannot be a man and lack accountability. You're not a man, you're a bitch if you don't have accountability as a man. Oh, yeah, no, you're a bitch. And so that's how society is. And so the Believe All Women and Me Too movement, bullshit. Yeah, women were hurt. Yes, women were abused. You have a lot of bad things happen, okay? We can't ignore that. Those are crimes. You report those crimes, you get them investigated, you get them prosecuted. But the Believe All Woman, flip side of the coin, destroyed the left. All right, I got off on the tangent. Let's see what you got here. All right, all right, all right. Ohio, my son is Majensky. Okay, I'm in the. Oops, sorry. Oh, yeah. Watch this live. Okay, thank. To do, geez, just imagine moving cities and months and traveling on foot. Horses sounds so boring. Two Duels is right, but you know, I really admire people that take that journey and believe in the dream. But I also say, listen, motherfuckers, you come here, you are escaping, you know, El Salvador prior to the current president. The current president of El Salvador is awesome. He's a gangster, not a gangster. He's meaning he's an exceptional leader. He cleaned up the cartels. He cleaned that country up. El Salvador is going to take world stage soon because they got an exceptional president, and he's a Christian. He's a hardcore Christian, which scares the shit out of a lot of people, but it is what it is. You've got to clean up that country. He cleaned it up. But a lot of El Salvadorian gangs and that sort of thing came to the United States, and people were trying to escape that, you know? And so, yeah, it's a hard journey, and I really tip my hat to anybody that goes through it. So thanks for that comment, Two Duels. Ohio Sigma Boy. I'm still here. Glad you're here. All right, Two Duels says, dog. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Cool, cool, cool. So the Me Too movement, the Believe All Women movement was the beginning of the death of the left. And this is why it killed the left, because it denied the basic brilliance, the basic intelligence that says women have the ability to lie. When you say believe all women, women are going to go, what? I lie. What the fuck? Oh wait, I can get ahead with that. And how many men, great actors and people with money and stuff like that, got caught up in, even Keanu Reeves and Aziz Ansari, some of the biggest feminist left leaning kind of guys, uh, were caught up in that. Where women said, "Oh, he looked at me, then he touched me," and of course, you got women that are terrible human beings that are going to use that. So a lot of women did that, and I saw some women trying to do that, trying to use me. Like they weren't trying to do it with me because I wasn't fucking around with women at all. But I mean, I had a good run with women in that year. But there were women trying to contact me and tell me, "Oh, your friend this and that," and I was just like, "No, not doing that. Not buying into it, lady." All right, anyway, the second thing that destroyed the left was the BLM Antifa movement. This was the weaponization of black lesbians and liberal white male feminists. A lot of the Antifas are, you know, anti-fascist. They're also anti-patriarchy and anti-masculinity, basically. And so they're very emotional men, typically white male men's with privilege, actual privilege, not like, you know, red right wing men, because right wing men don't have any. White men that are right wing or conservative or masculine or love themselves and love their families and love their God and love their country. They don't have any privilege. They don't have anything. Like they've been beat down for like 20 years. Okay. They had a little bit of an uptick during the Bush years, but after that, they've been treated like shit. Okay. So, but the black lesbians and the liberal white male feminists were weaponized, and black lesbians or black women that are that ilk, and white sniffly, Antifa types are the same thing in America. They're a group of people that claim to be champions of the victims, and they claim to also be victims. There's an implied victimhood and that sort of thing, but they're actually a very privileged group. So these two groups were weaponized by the left, and that was another beginning of their death. So these privileged groups were given a lot of sway. Antifa committed a lot of crimes against humanity, crimes against the country, federal crimes, and they were not prosecuted the way they should have been. BLM did the exact same thing. They were burning down stores, breaking into place, hurting people, creating destruction and mayhem, and they were not prosecuted the way they needed to be. But, things are going to be caught up. Things are going to come together. And that was in 2020. The third thing that okay, good. The third thing that destroyed the left, killed them, made them destroy themselves was the COVID years of 2020. And that was, of course, when BLM and Antifa got really active, and they were just violent, terrible groups. But the problem was that they were overstepping the boundaries of reason, the boundaries of intelligence. People are intelligent. We can tell when there's bullshit happening. And so most people, okay, there were a lot of, and the thing is, even the dumb people in society could see through the bullshit. And they were like, wait, so we're going to just beat up a white person because they're white, and that's not racist? It's okay to punch Asian people in the face, and that's not racist? Even the dumb people were like, something's wrong here. And this was all promoted by the by the left, the liberals. And it's typically white females. I'm sorry, I love white females. But it was the liberal white females that were pushing this stuff. But I do like white females, okay? No hate, just love. All right, so the whole my body ideology that was prevalent leading up to COVID and afterwards only applied if you had a vagina. My body did not apply if you didn't want you or your children to get jabbed. And so we all know Trump pushed the vaccine. He was the one that actually helped to get it created. But the COVID years, the 2020 through 2022, 2023, whatever, 2022, was another death throw to the left. All right. And this is where the left actually died. These last two is where it died. When they sexualized children, when the LGBTQAI plus ABCEFG group began attacking the sanctity of childhood, having transdressers, I'll call them transdressers, transdressers do drag shows at children's schools, elementary schools. They drew a wedge. They tried to draw a wedge using Disney, using the media, using gay rappers and things like that to sexualize children. This was it. The left was done. And this was about 2022, 2023. This was, 2023 leading into 2024. This was it. This is when everybody was like, no. Even very far left-leaning progressive people that are like rainbow flag pushing BLM people were like, oh, no. We've gone too far. And this is when the left died. So there was an attempt to sexualize children. It destroyed the woke left immediately. It angered people. When you're telling kids, you can be trans and don't tell your parents, and we're going to use the state to stand between you and your parents. When little kids, they want to be a fire truck. They want to be a Spider-Man, Superman, a unicorn. It's easy to get a kid to think they want to be the opposite sex. Easy. And so a lot of children, and I actually worked in a field where I actually knew someone. I actually worked with people that did this, where a very, very underage child was, meaning 14, actually went through the surgery, which I think is unconscionable. And I also knew, so it was two people that I knew that went through that as minors. And I think that should be illegal on levels that you can't even describe. I mean, I think life in prison, what the worst penalty you can provide should be provided in those situations. That should never happen. Never. And unfortunately, one of the children that I didn't know this person, I just saw them. I never interacted with them, or I would have said something. She was a foster child living in a very liberal, pro-liberal kind of section of reality, and that was awful. And the final straw, the bullet that ended the left was the assassination attempt on our great, great president, our great, beautiful president, Donald Trump. The assassination attempt to take his life, that bullet killed the left. It was done. There's no future for the left ever again for the rest of history. The woke left is done. They're dead. And they killed themselves. Not just the attempts, but the glorification of it. The encouragement of assassinating a potential president and a standing president. That destroyed the left. And right now, the whole DEI thing, it's just a dead horse rotting corpse by this point. There's no future for the left. And we can be assured of that. So how do we on the right, or how do rational, right-leaning, libertarian, true liberal people, but I'll just say libertarian because the word liberal has been contaminated by the woke left. But how do libertarians and Republicans and intelligent people who love God, who love their country, and the real God, I mean, not just the God you see in church, but the God that you have to develop a relationship with every day, how do we avoid the same trap? Number one, we have to make sure that we don't overstep the boundaries of intelligence. Look, I know that God is real, but I'm not going to go and force someone else to teach that to their children. Now I'm overstepping my boundaries. I have a certain specific relationship with God. I love that and I live that. I'm not going to go and try and force that on anybody. I believe that every belief, every religion has a place. If it didn't have a place, God wouldn't have allowed them to exist. They would have gone out of it. They would have gone into extinction like the woke left. So, oh, Drax, SFN, yo, welcome back. Welcome back. We talked about the 5 things the left did to destroy themselves, and we're talking about how the right can avoid it. Now, the right is going to implode at some point. I hate to tell you guys, but the religious right, the rational right, will implode. And this is the one thing that will lead to that implosion, is the charismatic evangelical Christian movement. So I'm going to put out a video about the difference between Jesusism and Christianity. As a geopolitical Christian, we understand that, Jesus is very important. You can pray to Jesus, but Jesus never told us to put him above God the Father, or God the source of all life. And so the religious right has a lot of rhetoric around Jesus, and they try to push that on people. And I love Jesus. He's my friend, all of that. But that might lead to the death of the rational right. So let's be careful, guys. Jesus is important. Christ is everything. Christ is king, hands down. Christ is king, king of the universe, king of the cosmos. But we also have to be very cautious that we don't do what the left did and implode by trying to shove that down people's throats and shove it into people's families. The best way to be a Christian is to live an exceptional life. Win, win, win. Like Donald Trump, our great president, said, you're going to get so tired of winning. That's how we convert people. That's how we encourage people to take up the cross of Christ and have a relationship with God. Win, win, win. Be resilient. Be strong. Have integrity. Be a man and woman of God. Be a son of the Most High. Be a daughter of the Most High. That's how we win people over to our message. The woke left had no future. They were demonic from their core. I didn't realize it because I was dabbling in deep, deep, dark stuff at the time, and I bought into it many years ago. But I have come out of that, and God took me there. And I praise God for that, and I honor God for that. And so, guys, those are the 5 things that the left did to kill themselves. The Me Too Believe All Women was number 1. BLM Antifa was number 2. The COVID overstepping of boundaries for business owners and for all of that stuff. My body, my choice, only if you have a vagina. And then, of course, the sexualizing of children was absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And then finally, the assassination attempt on Donald Trump was the death of the left. So those are the 5 things that they did. Guys, we're winning. We're going into a golden age. Let's enjoy this golden era. Thanks, Omran, for coming back. Let's enjoy this golden era. Let's love ourselves. Let's love our country. Let's love our God. Let's love our president. Let's continue to be great. Look, if you're here from India, if you're here from Mexico, if you're here from China, if you're here from Japan, Vanuatu, Australia, Germany, Peru, Mexico, I said Mexico, Cuba, doesn't matter where you're from. We're all here building this beautiful, beautiful country, this country under God. Let's build this country great. This is the greatest nation on earth. God has ordained it to be the greatest nation on earth, and let's be that. Because there are a lot of people suffering in the world, and they continue to suffer as long as we don't remain great. When we remain great, we're able to protect all those Israeli women that were raped and murdered by Hamas. We're able to protect the Yazidi people of Iraq from ISIS. We're able to protect all of the Americans that travel the world to spread the gospel, or that are out there doing aid work or supporting communities and helping to make the world a better place. When we have a strong government, a strong military, a strong nation, we have a better world. We are going into a golden age, folks, and it starts here in the United States. If you're here and you feel afraid about Donald Trump's presidency, I want you to take a moment to really look at the good that's come into this world as a result of our great president, Donald Trump. He is God's key to the door that opens the age of light, the age of the golden age. And so let's be good, let's win, let's succeed, let's get out there. Hey, Drax SFN in the UK. God bless y'all out there. I know y'all are dealing with some stuff. I think Europe is going to follow in suit. I think Europe's going to go right again. I think the UK is going to get, I don't know what Andrew Tate's going to do. I think he's kind of, funny, but I love Andrew Tate. I love him, love him, love. I think he's a great man. I don't know. Maybe he'll get up there, yo. I mean, what do you think, Drax SFN? Oh, lots of riots. Yeah. So do you think that Andrew Tate's going to get in? I think they're stopping now, though. I hope so. Do you think Drax SFN, do you think Andrew Tate's going to become prime minister? And do you think there are enough people in England that are native UK folks? Maybe. I'm hoping so, dude. I mean, he's not going to play. He's Muslim, but he still upholds the UK. He's like, look, we're here in the UK to be UK citizens. We can't come here and destroy this great, United Kingdom. The Britain. And he's Muslim, but he'll still, yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know if he'll get it because he's very controversial. He's so controversial. I just think, look, Donald Trump is controversial, but he knows politics. He's an older man. He's very wise. Andrew Tate he's a firebrand, boy. He's a loose cannon, and I love him for it. I love him for it. So, God blessings to him and Tristan Tate, a real brotherhood. We're bringing back the patriarchy, y'all. So I'm really hoping. Lots of people hate him, so it's like 50-50. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping Andrew Tate gets in there, man. But then again, I can see why they wouldn't want him in there. He has followers but haters. Yeah, he's that kind of guy. He's very divisive. Very divisive. I mean, you either love him or you hate him. He's very hard to be in the middle ground about, and I love him. I think he's great. I think he's a great man. And I think he did a lot of good for a lot of people. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. The next video is going to be, tell me what you think I should, whoever's in the chat, tell me if I should do Jesusism versus Christianity, because a lot of Christians are trying to make Jesus God, and I know that's what a lot of Christians believe, but Orthodox Christians don't believe that. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, Drax SF. And Drax SF said, he's okay, but I don't want him to be in charge. I feel that. I love Andrew Tate, and I'm like this about him. If there's someone a little more moderate, but look, if Andrew Tate were to get in and clean up house like Donald Trump has done, and then someone more moderate comes in after him to maintain Britain, because Britain is that's our ancestor, right? The United States have, the great people of Britain came here, and Ireland and Scotland and Wales and England. They all came here to help build this country. So and of course I have some ancestors from there. Not many, about 12%, I think. So, but I really admire them. So I hope that, I hope they get it cleaned up. Especially he doesn't know. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't know any politics. You're right. He doesn't. Yeah, I love Andrew Tate. He doesn't know the politics. You're right. He would just blast. I think you're right. I don't think he's going to get it. I love him, though. I just, he's very, very passionate, and he's got a lot of good things that he can do. But You're right. I don't think he knows the politics well enough. He would make a good American politician because we're wild over here. We're very feral as a nation. We've always been and we always will be, and I love that about us. We're gun-toting. We'll speak our minds, and the government can't do anything about. Well, it's not supposed to. It does. It tries to censor some of us, but you can say whatever you want pretty much in this country, and you should be able to. You should be able to say anything you want, man. Like if people don't like it, they can just stop talking to you. As long as you're not hurting people physically. So yeah, Britain used to be. Oh yeah, yeah. Britain used to own 1/3 of it. You're right. The sun never set on the British Empire. That was a great nation, man. It could have either way. It's still insane because so Drax SFN says, yeah, Britain used to own 1/3 of every human on Earth, or was it 1/4? Yes, the sun never set. The sun never set on the British Empire. The sun never set on the. I mean, this is the crazy thing. If it was like the United States, you'd be like, yeah, that's cool, but still, the United States is massive. It covers 3 or 4 time zones, actually 5 time zones. United States, you include Hawaii and Samoa and stuff like that. So we cover 5 time zones. So like, yeah, okay, I can see that. But Britain is in one tiny little sliver of the earth, and it owned all the entire planet. Like, that's a powerful people, man. Yeah. You guys did run out of money. But you guys got smart because all the money that you were raping and pillaging from all the other nations you guys conquered, you turned into banks. And so now you have the banks of all those nations. Like, you're the bank of those nations. So you still kind of own the money in a way. So I admire the British for that. And a lot of people say, oh, it's bad. It's whatever, dude. I don't care. I feel like look, it's all, I don't think might is right, but I think that God gives power to those who take it. And if you sit in the world and go, I'm a victim, I'm oppressed, they holding me down, then what? Like, God can't help you. God can't help you. I don't think God helps the weak. I think God helps the strong. And if you're strong and you're resilient, God's going to give you everything you deserve, everything you want, everything you seek, because you don't give up. And you also give honor to God's name by being strong. But if you're weak and a crybaby, you don't deserve God's support. That's my opinion, though. And that's the geopolitical Christian perspective. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thanks, Drax SFN, for your wonderful, wonderful words. Yeah, the strong only get stronger. The rich only get richer. The more powerful only get powerful. And the only time we lose is when we start to listen to the lies of the enemy. And the enemy goes, I'm a victim. You should help me. Okay, well, look, if you're a child, I'll help you if it serves my ends. I'm not going to help you if it's going to hurt me. Look, I've seen kids. I saw one kid get slapped so hard, man. I felt it in my body. In the head, too. His dad went, pow! And I was sitting across the table. I was like, calculating, will it serve me to help this child? Nope. I didn't help him. Because it would have hurt me to help him. But that's his dad. That's him. That's his problem. It ain't mine. So, I mean, it is not my responsibility to get in there. I respect fatherhood. I don't care how you do it. If you're gonna hurt your kids, I think it's wrong, and I'll call the police if it's real bad. But it was just one slap, so it is what it is. But God helps the strong, and that child, as bad as it was, I didn't pity him. I didn't feel bad for him. I did feel bad for him. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't pity him. I didn't go. I didn't do that. I was just like, oh. I respect parents, man. I mean, look, if you're gonna do something egregious to your children, as long as you're not killing them or like murdering them in front of me, then I have to step in legally, or I'd be accessory to murder. But if you're not doing something egregious that's going to end their life or something, I'm not going to get involved because that's not my responsibility. How you parent your kids is how you parent them, and you have your reasons for stuff. Afterwards, I may talk to you after you've calmed down. I'm not going to talk to you while you're beating the shit out of your kid. I'm going to talk to you on the side after you calm down and we're having drinks together. It's good. I'm going to be like, yo, why'd you haul out on your kid like that? Yo, you're better than that. Okay, I'm going to be a brother that way. But, so, yeah, I don't know why I got off on that. Yeah. Just goes on with his day. Yeah, bro. And look, so I don't believe in victims. I don't believe all women. I don't do any of that stuff because I do know women that ham shit up. I've seen it. I've seen things happen that didn't happen, and then a woman said, "Oh, this happened." And I was like, I was there. That didn't happen. And then they're like, oh shit, he saw, okay. And then they walk away and then they go try it again with somebody else. It's like, yeah, that's why I don't believe all women, because I've seen women say some shit that never fucking happened. And I've seen them ham things up. And men too, obviously. And obviously as men, we can't be putting our hands on women and stuff like that. But anyway, next video, we're going to talk about Jesus. All right. That's it. Yeah, I know. Happened to me, but Drax, Drax says happened to me before. We got the shit slapped out of you. I've literally had the shit slapped out of me. Yo, hey, look, it happens. Look, that's back in the day, man. That was like 30, 40 years ago when you could do that. And but my parents didn't, they weren't like that. I mean, every once in a while, like I literally was slapped like that. Not slapped like that, only one time, but like I was slapped like 3 or 4 times in my life, right, as a kid. And I deserved it probably every single time except for when I was really little. You know, I was definitely over the top and I should have been reprimanded all the times. But 3 of those times I deserved it. Okay, I totally deserved it. But the one time it was like, okay, maybe you could have talked to me sternly instead of slap shit at me. But but yeah. But yeah, man, I don't get into that. I don't believe in victims. I don't, and it sucks when you get slapped because it doesn't just hit your face, it hits your soul. Like, you ever been slapped? Pow! It's like, oh, it hurts on the inside too. But you get over it and it makes you stronger. And yeah, and I stayed away from that. I did go over the top with my kids, like spank. Well, I didn't spank my kids, never spanked my kids. I tried one time, failed miserably. But it's like I learned you don't necessarily have to use corporal punishment with kids. Like you don't have to put your hands on them necessarily. A little pop, actually legally you can pop them on their butt. I'm not a lawyer, but I was actually told you can actually hit them on the butt with an open hand. Um, Legally, you can do that in the state of California. But and that was by an authority, right? They said you can do that. And it wasn't for any. I wasn't in trouble or anything. It was just a thing. Um, but but um, but yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to use violence with kids. Honestly, don't. I mean, I used to think, but maybe when they're tiny, popping them on their hand a little bit or pinching their leg or something, maybe. I don't know. But I don't think we need it. Anyway, Drax SFN says, my friend, that's a girl. That's a girl. I said that she got shoved over in the corridors, and I was like, you got NUJD. I little, and then she walked off. Injured? Maybe that's injured. I don't know what that's saying, Drax SFN. See, my friend, that's a girl. I said that she got shoved over in the corridors. And I was like, you got NUJED. I don't know what that is. NUJED. Nudged a little. And then I walked off. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, if I'm understanding right, like if there's a kind of an altercation between a man and a woman, I've seen a lot of things, man. I've seen terrible things happen to humans. I've seen terrible things happen to humans, and I've been right there when they happen. And you know, I've seen terrible things happen, man. But I've learned to stay the fuck out of it. If it has nothing to do with me, get out, walk away, get away. Because look, if that woman's getting punched in the face in public or slapped or beaten in public, guess what? That's happening in private. Has nothing to do with me. Don't be no hero. Don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. Be a winner. There's a difference. Heroes die, they sacrifice their lives, they get shot for saving somebody. Be a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Go when you see a woman getting beat the fuck up in public, go somewhere where it's safe, call 911. And if she passes out, call 911, but just stay out of it. Anyone that tells you to go risk your life for a strained female is an idiot. Don't ever do that, men. Apex men, yeah. So Jax SFN says she got like tapped a little, but she said she got a shoved over. Okay, yeah. And the likelihood is that like sometimes these girls are getting hit in public by their man. It's worse at home. Stay out of it. That's her pattern. That's her karma. Stay out of it. I don't ever save anybody from that. Like I said, I've seen some terrible things, man. And I just learned to stay out of it. It had nothing to do with me. I don't know what happened beforehand. I don't know. Maybe she was strangling that man's baby, and the baby's on the ground gasping for air, and he grabbed her and knocked her off or something. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it moving. Like, I love myself too much. I love my future too much. I love my kids too much to leave them without a father because I was saving some idiot that chose a man who's beating the crap out of her. It has nothing to do with me. That's her problem. So anyway, I want to encourage you. If you're an Apex man, we need you in the world. Let bygones be bygones. That's just CGI, but dumb people still get in that sacrifice stupid stuff. Yeah, never sacrifice yourself, yo. Because like I said, that woman has that pattern. If God hasn't rescued her from it, what do you think you're gonna do? You think you're gonna get in there and rescue her and save her? No, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. If God hasn't, God was like, hey, he's gonna punch you, right? Or he's gonna hit you, or he's gonna do this or that. And who knows what she's doing? Who knows what she's saying? Who knows who knows? She could have grabbed him and tried to choke him or something before it. Like, I don't know. So I would stay out of that stuff. But anyway, next video is going to be either about Jesusism versus Christianity, because there's a difference. There are a lot of people that are Jesusists. They're not Christians. And, the return of monarchy. Should we have King Trump? God bless America. Oh, that's a good one. I think we're going to do the return of monarchy, God bless America, or one of those. So anyway, let me know what you think. Survival of the fittest. Amen, Drax SFN. And the fittest will survive, And that's what it is. And not only will the fittest survive, we will thrive, we will prosper, and we will bring glory to God by our exceptional lifestyles. Looking forward to that video. Yeah, me too. I know. I got to work though, but I'm gonna get back to working, and maybe I'll just put the video out. We'll see. We'll see. I think I can get away with maybe another 30 or 40 minutes. All right. It's my own work, so it's not like I'm on the clock. I'm not on the clock. All right. All of them. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Drax SFN, for your wonderful comments and great commentary. It was great talking with you in there. And Omran, thank you as well. And of course, Two Duels, welcome and thank you always for coming back. Starmlex, Ohio Sigma Boy. Ohio Sigma Boy. But yeah, Drax SFN, always good to see you again. Y'all be good, be safe, be Apex, stay Apex. Keep making this world an exceptional place. Make America great again.